So you want to pick out a new work scent, but you want to make sure that you can still pull some compliments and you'll still smell appealing to those around you. I've got you covered today. Look, it's really easy to pick a super fresh and wearable scent that you could wear to work on a daily basis, right? That's pretty easy to pick out. But if you want to go to that next level and also make that a fragrance that will get people's attention in a positive way, but also without being too overbearing and too obnoxious, now you're starting to walk a little bit of a fine line, and it can be a little bit more challenging, especially if you have a limited number of fragrances in your collection and maybe you just haven't smelled a ton of stuff. I've compiled a list of 10 out of my 1,000 plus bottles that I own. These work great and they won't let you down. We're going to start this one off with Terre d'Hermès Eau GIVREE, the newest, latest, and greatest, and this is the replacement to Eau Très Fresh. So you'll notice here some changes are being made. First of all, it's the first one with a frosted glass appearance, and also it has an actual cap versus having the twist down to expose the atomizer type of deal. Citron, juniper berries, and woody notes are some of the main notes in here, along with nice musk. I really like it a lot. I was bummed out when I saw that Eau Très Fresh was being discontinued, but when I saw that this one was announced, and then I was able to put my nose on it, I didn't feel so bad anymore. I really like this a lot. And after testing it more and more, it's kind of to the point where I might prefer this one anyway, so it's not a huge loss for me. And this scent DNA is just so wearable. Again, we're pretty close to Eau Très Fresh here with this one, so if you're familiar with that, you can kind of apply most of what you know about that scent over to this one in terms of mass appeal and wearability and all that stuff. Works great in the warm weather, works great in a work or office environment, a more professional environment, and it's always just gonna smell really nice to people. Now, if you're wanting to spend some money, you can go with something like Parfums de Marly Greenleigh. This is actually my latest pickup from them. I got a decant of it when it was first released a couple years ago, last year, something like that, in spring. And then more so, I think before we got into summer, I finally went ahead and purchased a bottle of my own here. Apple, bergamot, and oak moss are some of the main notes. The name in the bottle is very fitting to the scent. That's all you need to know. I mean, this tells you everything, this package here. It's a green scent. Green and fruity and citrusy and fresh with a good amount of oak moss, giving it a mature woodiness and just some other musk in here and that sort of thing. Now, Sedley would also be another great option, but I wanted to change it up because I do feature that one often and put in my second favorite fresh one from the brand. And again, that's Greenleigh. I really like it a lot. It's grown on me substantially ever since I first smelled it from that decant. There's something special about it, and it works great. It does its job perfectly. Now, like I always say, it's important to make sure you're taking care of every aspect that you can control on your body when it comes to pursuing compliments. Most people, or a good majority of people that watch my channel, maybe just don't really care all that much because I see the comments, oh, I don't care about compliments, whatever. But a good majority of my audience trends in the younger age demographic where realistically they do, and a lot of people do. It kind of makes sense. If you were to look at an 18 or 22 or 25-year-old guy and not expect them to want to get compliments from fragrances, you're just kind of delusional. And so one thing that you can control easily for a really good price is your skin on your face. This is the first thing that people look at. A lot of times they may even look at it before they smell your fragrance, right? This is what's pulling them in first, so take care of it. That's why we partner with Tiege Hanley every month to be the sponsor of the video and to help you guys out. So Tiege Hanley is a subscription program. Every month they send you exactly what you need to take care of your skin. Now for me, I always recommend you start with their level 1 system, which includes all of the basics, a daily face wash, a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub, a morning moisturizer with SPF 20, and an evening moisturizer that you put on before you go to bed. All of that in a package for less than $1 a day. And I mean, at that point, when you really put it into perspective, it's a no-brainer. Because it's simple. They give you everything you need. You don't have to remember to order it. It's a subscription-based model, and in each box they give you an information card telling you what to use, when to use it, and how much of it to use. So they take all of the guesswork out of it. They take the middleman out of it, and their main goal is to make sure your skin looks the best that it can. You can go back and look at my old videos. My skin was a mess. You can look at it now, and there's a big improvement. I'm not saying I have the best skin in the world, because a lot of that just comes down to some other things too. But if you do use this product consistently, like myself, you know, it makes a difference. So if you want to take your skincare to the next level and really start to improve how you look on your face, so if you want to take it to the next level and start improving your skin and your skincare routine, use the first link down below to get 30% off your first box plus a free gift. Thanks again to Tish Hanley. Let's get back into it. And we're going to dive back in with Bulgari Man Wood Neroli. So of course it's going to have neroli. You've got orange blossom, you've got bergamot, some musk, some light woods in here. Now this is technically a discontinued fragrance. And you guys know my rule. For those who are unaware, I only feature discontinued fragrances when you can actually still buy them, especially at a price that's not inflated. You can still get this one at a discount off of retail if you use the link down below. And I'm bringing it up again because I want you to get it, because it's so good and I don't want you to miss out. It is a fantastic neroli scent with a little bit of a sweet bite to it from that bergamot. I could smell this opening all day long. It's delicious. It's just captivating. There's something special about this DNA. It's backup bottle worthy. It's worth owning. And it's one that you can wear to work and just be guaranteed to smell good and pull compliments and turn heads all day long. Get it while you can. Use the link down below to get it for the best price. You're not going to regret it. And kind of following that similar trend of a more summer-oriented one, we have Acqua di Gio Absolu. We've got sea notes, woody notes, and tonka bean. Kind of broad there, you know, with the woods and stuff like that. They're not too specific, but you know, you do pick up on just a general woodiness, a sweetness, an aquatic note, and then of course a bunch of fruits and citruses and ambroxan, right? Basically, this is kind of trending in an Invictus Aqua type of DNA a little bit, you know, Invictus Aqua / Rossaci Havas, because this has more fruitiness than Invictus Aqua, more so putting it in the direction of that Rossaci, but it also has that sweetness, which is similar to the Rossaci as well, so kind of more in that direction, I guess. But it's just a DNA that, again, for the summertime, you cannot go wrong with. Gonna trend on the younger side of things for you know, people who are choosing to consume this in most situations, although if you're an older guy and you like how it smells, of course you can pull it off. Just trying to give you guys as much information as I can if you're going to buy stuff, just to kind of have an idea of, you know, what age range this is going to appeal to, more so the younger crowd. But it works great regardless. It's going to pull you compliments no matter how old you are, so that's pretty nice. Up next, Gentleman Eau de Toilette Intense by Givenchy. We've got iris, tonka bean, and cypress. So you're still sticking with that iris note that is popular and famous in the line, but then you're getting a good amount of aromatics in here. That's what it's all about. So it's not near as sweet as Gentleman EDP and Reserve Privé and, you know, all of that stuff, right? Even though it still has an iris, it's a fresher iris, first of all, different type of iris compound than those. And then also, like I said, the cypress, the aromatics in here. Just giving it more of a fresh and overall kind of more of a traditionally masculine type of appeal, you know, where Gentleman Eau de Parfum is sweeter with the vanilla and the iris that is also a sweeter iris compound. And so for some, it can kind of get a little bit on that line of maybe being not as masculine, you know, if you're used to something traditional. And so if you are used to something that's just more masculine or more cologne-y overall, Gentleman EDT is Intense is the way to go here. A big difference between the original EDT 1974 and this one, and also a big difference between this and the 2017 EDT. Point is, it's Eau de Toilette Intense. You know, you can't miss it with the bottle here. Kind of a blue gradient, and this one works great in the workplace. Missoni Wave, sea notes, orange, and citruses. Gotta love this one as well. It's Versace Pour Homme and Chanel Allure Homme Sport mushed together. That's kind of really what it is here. It takes the best aspects of either or each of those fragrances, both of those fragrances, and combines it. That's how I look at it. You get a lot of that brightness from the Versace, you get more of that silky creaminess and that slight sweetness from the Chanel, and you get this. You know, you could layer those if you already have those, or you could buy this one, already does it for you. And it's also cheap, you know, usually $39, $40, 100 mil. It's a great deal for a great scent overall. Big compliments here. Up next, Prada Luna Rossa Ocean. I was kind of a little bit not fully too excited about this one. I was a sentence there. It's got lavender, bergamot, iris, and musk. Just because, you know, it's blue, it's called Ocean. I'm thinking, well, they already have a blue fragrance, right? Carbon. And so what are they doing? Well, they did go in a different direction here. They're using the iris, kind of jumping on that trend, okay? but it's sweeter. It's not your typical blue. It's not your typical labeled ocean fragrance, right? There's nothing really aquatic about this one, which is kind of interesting. But it is fresh. It's aromatic as well, to a pretty heavy degree. If anything, this is more blue fragrance in the direction of like a YSL variety, you know, the sweeter type of scent that is fruity and does have the aromatics to a heavy extent. That's more where this one falls. Although still goes in its own direction with the creamy iris and all of that. So it's a really nice, kind of different take. I was maybe a little bit hard on it at first. As per usual with new releases, it's easy to have expectations, and when they're not met or something along those lines, you know, fragrance is one of those hobbies that you can just evolve so much in. And I've made complete 360s, you know, something that I hated in the beginning, I end up loving. That's natural, that's normal. I'm a human just like everyone else, and this happens to everyone. The only difference is I'm on camera, so people can go back and look at my old videos 3 years ago when my taste was completely different. That's just how it is. The point is, Ocean, really good office scent that pulls a lot of compliments. Gucci Guilty Black, everyone knows it. Everyone either loves it or hates it. It's got green notes, lavender, orange blossom. When you see the name, and you even see the bottle, you think of something that's maybe going to be sweet and heavy and all that stuff, but it's not. It's super fresh. It's fresh and clean to the max, but it smells really nice. Like freshly washed clothes with a high-end detergent. That's kind of what this smells like. I like it a lot, I really do. It's just so wearable. You literally cannot make a mistake with this. I don't even think you could overspray this and offend people, even in an office setting, because it's just so likable and fresh. You know, Gucci is known for also creating some polarizing stuff. This is not that, though. It's quite the opposite. Literally, anyone's gonna like this. Second to last fragrance here, we have Le Male on board. Really a big fan of this here. It's got bergamot, it's got geranium, tonka bean, and amber. You know, I've talked about it before, and I've said this before, so I won't dwell on it, but currently from what the brand has in production right now for more summer-oriented scents, this is the one that gets as close to possible as taking the place of Popeye or Superman. Now, it doesn't smell exactly like Popeye, that DNA, Superman, same deal, but it's the closest. You know, you have Le Male in the navy and Aviator, and both of those are a little bit more fresh in a different way. Like one kind of smells like CH Mint, so it's got that amber wood type of deal going on with some light leather and ozonic notes and stuff, and the other one kind of goes also in a similar direction. This one is the closest one to having that mix of fresh and sweet like Popeye, and that's why I like it so much. I love Popeye. Sad that they discontinued that DNA, but this gets you in the ballpark. It gets you something similar, and it works really, really well. And it actually has become one of my favorites, believe it or not. Just super pleasant. And last up, DIOR Homme 2020. This one's got bergamot, it's got cashmere, isoe super, musk, vetiver, the quintessential modern man's fragrance. And you literally cannot go wrong with this either. This is also just like really, I don't know, it's up there with Prada L'Homme, and of course Prada L'Homme could have been in here, but also very predictable, right? It just smells like a mature, but also, you know, very wealthy, confident man that is working at a high level in a professional environment. That's what it smells like. And again, emphasis on the word modern here. This is just a modern smell all the way through. And I gotta admit, they did a great job on it. While I was not too enthused in the beginning, I've come around to respect it a ton, and I'm to the point now where I actually do like it. I don't wear it as much as I would like to. I just gravitate towards other things. But every time I do smell it, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that is impressive. All right, guys, there you have it. 10 office-friendly fragrances that always pull compliments and turn heads. I will provide links to each and every one of these down below. Make sure you use those links so you can save money. Also, make sure you're checking my community tab on a daily basis and making sure that you're staying up to date, because I post deals over there all the time. Whenever something rare comes into stock, I post about it so you can buy it. It's really a nice tool. Just get subscribed for that reason alone. Even if you don't care for the videos that much, just subscribe so you have a little bit of a chance to see those posts pop up You could save yourself a lot of money. Also, Tiege Hanley, first link down below. Big thanks to them for supporting the channel for as much as they do. Use that link, get 15% off your first box and a free gift. Start taking care of your skin. You're not going to regret it. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.